Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nemesis Gaming League, where the grind continues. We're back for our 4th out of 5 matches for the night. We're moving all the way down to the bottom of our leagues, the Novice League, where we have the lowest of the low, though not to take away, these guys have a lot to prove. These guys are still learning a lot about the game, a lot about mechanics, and this is arguably where we see some of the biggest improvements to our players. Your boy Psychonautic in the booth, ready to bring you some of that action, and I am joined by the one, the only, Puggles. How you doing tonight, my big guy?
I am doing amazing, Psycho. We just saw a very, close, a very close Titan matchup, and like you said, we're gonna go from the very top to the very bottom in Novice League to see hopefully an equally as entertaining Vandals and Ignite series.
Yeah, I think it should be about as entertaining. We're not going to see any of the crazy mechanics here. None of the, maybe a flip reset. I've seen a couple novices flip reset, but that type of stuff isn't really what happens here. They really try and take it back to the fundamentals. But regardless of that, we have the number 3 Vandals going up against the number 6 Ignite. Vandals, the time that they played each other, Ignite versus Vandals, in the regular season, the Vandals actually swept Ignite. So Ignite's probably got a taste for revenge in their mouth right now. However, the Vandals also are coming off of a loss at the end of their regular season where they just narrowly missed out on clinching the number 2 seed. So they ended up with the number 3 seed. And we have some predictions or some odds, if you will, on these guys. It's looking like the community is sort of expecting the Vandals to take this 62.6% versus Ignite's 37.4%. And then the playoff bracket, Puggles, if you could give me the lowdown on that.
Yeah, of course. So, as we look at the playoff bracket here, if Ignite wins this, they will play Hounds no matter what happens later this week. And then if Vandals wins, they play Spitfires again, no matter what happens. That is because Ignite is the lowest seed, and Hounds being the one seed is going to play the lowest seed that's left over. And Vandals, they are the highest seed. Well, other than the 2 and 1 seed, the highest seed out of the 4 remaining. So they will play Spitfires being the highest, and Spitfires being the number 2 seed. They get the harder match in seeding and
Uh,
whatever. So, of course, we're looking forward to seeing whoever comes out on top and whoever wins that here, Psycho.
Most definitely. And I know that Ignite is looking to make the win here, being the lower seed, technically the underdogs of the situation. They've had a really rough season, if I do say so myself. Really, really rough in the beginning. They were able to pick it up in the middle of the season and get some wins underneath their belt. But then, unfortunately, it turned out that one of their players was, in fact, smurfing. So they had to almost start over again from square one. But the team that they were able to put together turned out to be pretty nice here. And we will see if they are able to do anything against the Vandals here as we get into game number 1. Puggles, let me hear it from you real quick before we get too deep into this. Let me get that caster prediction from you. Who do you think is going to take it, Vandals or Ignite?
Well, I've seen Ignite play more, and I think they looked really well when they've played. So I'm gonna have to pick the upset here. I'm gonna go with Ignite.
Well, you heard it here first. Puggles thinks that Ignite's going to get the upset, and we will have to see if they're able to do just that, or if Vandals are going to hold out strong and take the win here tonight and end Ignite's playoff run and send them home for the season. As a freckly Ginja comes in trying to get the shot, does get a shot, but it's going to bounce off of the post. And Curial Serial going to miss his touch out of the corner. Kato putting one on Freckly Ginja, trying to get to it, but he's a little bit high. And Ignite going to start us off here tonight.
Yeah, just a great pop there from Kato at the midfield, and a Freckly Jinja just can't quite, read it. We're still in that, lower league, so a little bit of a mechanical mistake coming out.
And that is going to cost you big time down here in the Novice League. Sometimes all you got to do is get a shot on net and the defenders will do the rest for you, as in making mistakes, as we just saw. But we'll see if the Vandals are able to bounce back here, or if Ignite is going to keep this thing rolling, possibly get another shot. Kato coming off the sidewall, getting an awkward touch on the ball, can't do too much with it, and the Vandals going to clear that one out. Jolly Rogers is up, gets the touch, but he gets bumped off immediately, and Jolly Rogers comes down off of the wall and takes a shot on net, but Kato able to get in front of it and stop it from going in. And I can't even say that man's name, Puggles. What is that man's name? Dissensions?
This, yeah, that looks about right to me. I think we can just go with dissensions. But
Dissensions.
yeah, I'll just follow your lead on that one. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm honestly don't recognize this name. I'm not sure if this was somebody that was on the roster and just did a name change. Sometimes, these guys will do name changes and then it just throws everything off. But Dissensions trying to make something happen for Ignite, missing his touch there, trying to get it past to Kato, not able to. Jolly Rogers taking it off the back wall. Malo trying to clear it out. Ignite is keeping it in Vandals' defensive zone. Malo with an awkward touch puts it in the mid. The double commit comes out from the Vandals there, but nobody from Ignite able to capitalize on the mistake. Malo missing his touch out of the corner. Dissension sends that one all the way down. Jolly Rogers is going to get in front of it, put it into the mid. Kiro Cyril to put one on, and a freckly Ginja going to miss his touch. And now Ignite are up by 2.
Yeah, this is the second time he's just missed the touch, and unfortunate again, just came off at a weird angle, not quite squared up for the ball, but you got to give it to the shooter on that one. A great and powerful shot to the top right.
Yes, indeed. And we are in the second half of this game. Dissensions almost missing, or does miss his touch there. And oh my, Kato with a big save on the goal line right there. Last second, keeping that ball out of the net and keeping Vandals at 0 points. We are in the second half of game number 1 here. Vandals still down by 2, desperately needing at least 1 goal to get something going for the team and not get completely shut out, as Ignite is once again in their half, looking to make an offensive push. Dissensions trying to get it back in front. 50s with Ginja, and does get it in front. Curio Serial there to find I guess that would be a pass to him.
Yeah, just a great work here from Dissensions, working the corner and getting it out in front for Curial Serial. Man, that is such a fun name to say there, Psycho.
I fully agree. Some of these names I like to cut down just because it's a little bit much, but Curio Serial rolls off the tongue so well. And Kato trying to get that ball to roll into the net, but Jolly Rogers not going to let him. Got to give props. Jolly Rogers being an old man like myself out here trying to touch bumpers with these youngsters, and he was also one of the Novice All-Star players, and he really popped off in that All-Star game. Puggles, I don't know if you watched it.
No, I unfortunately couldn't watch that. I think I was busy with some other things, but I'll take your word for it, saying that he is probably one of the lookout players for his roster.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Malo also is a lookout player for the Vandals roster, even though he hasn't really been showing up so far. Actually, I say that, but then I look at the scoreboard and he's at the top of the Vandals. So he has been showing up more than I realized, but it hasn't been enough for the Vandals yet, as they are down by 3 in the final 30 seconds of game number 1 here, and it's starting to look bleak for them. They pretty much going to need to just put this game 1 behind them, go next into the game 2 with a renewed mentality and hope for the best. Malo trying to get one for the road, but Kato going to send it away, collecting his savior medal for this game. And that was an awkward touch from Dissensions, but Curio Serial back to make the save. The final seconds here is going to be the end of game number 1. Ignite's going to take it. Puggles, they did so in quite the convincing fashion.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct there. They just came in and they just kind of mollywopped them. All right, I'm not even gonna lie. They just walked in, gave him a nice old smack across the face, and said, "We're gonna take this game one." But if you have been watching all night, you'll already know. And if you haven't been watching, you're just gonna learn that these are now best of seven since we've entered playoffs. So you know Vandal still has some time to reorganize and get ready for the continuation of this series. They're not just gonna be down and need 3 games to win. They're gonna need 4 games, and Ignite is gonna need 3 games now instead of 4.
Yes, sir. And this is more of a endurance race than anything else here once you get into these best of sevens. So we will see if the Vandals here and moving into game number 2, if they're able to bounce back from that loss in game number 1, or if Ignite is going to be able to get even more momentum here in the series with at 2 wins in a row. Malo in the midfield. Malo's taking his time. Gonna let Ignite make some mistakes and try and capitalize off of it. But Kato is able to clear the ball out. Curio Serial putting one down the midfield. But Ginja is able to get in front of it and stop the offensive push. Kato missing his touch in the corner. And Malo to send it out. Ginja with the clear. But Kato keeping the pressure alive. Dissension's missing his touch. And Malo trying to put one down. Kato gets in front of it. Jolly Roger's missing his touch, but Kirosero also missing his touch as Malo is going to take advantage of the mistake and get the first goal for Vandals in the entire series.
Yeah, just some awkward bounces and some subpar reads there off the wall bounce, and it just goes right behind Ignite, and Malo is there to just push it into the goal to put his team up 1-0 with less than a minute in.
And Jolly Roger's coming off the sidewall. Kirosero to send it all the way down. Malo's going to get it off his backboard, gets the touch. He's not going to go for the follow. Ginja can't get the touch he's looking for. Jolly Roger's trying to push it through midfield. He does as the double commit comes out from Ignite. Dissensions was last back, but Malo unable to get it through him. Jolly Rogers with the block on Dissensions. Curio Serial trying to get it out, but the unfortunate touch is going to put the ball into his own net.
Yeah, Jolly Rogers, that player you said to watch out for, gets the double tap straight down. Even if Curio Serial wasn't there, that was 100% in. Just an insane angle here from Jolly Rogers.
The boomer of the night. Hats off to him as he's coming out here and making some of these kids just look silly with that double touch dunk right there. Jolly Rogers putting another one in front of the net, but Dissension sends it away. Ginja popping it up. He's not going to follow. He's just going to get the bump on 2 of the Ignite defenders. Malo trying to take advantage, but just a little bit too slow to do anything from Ginja's bump. And Curio Serial puts that one out. Oh, Jolly Rogers back just in time to make the save as Curio Serial was able to put a shot on net. Didn't get close enough to register as a shot. Curio Serial again with a big save as the Vandals put a heater on Ignite's net. Jolly Rogers going to miss his touch there. Curio Serial's up trying to find an impossible angle. Dissension trying to clean it up. Kato keeping the pressure alive, but none of the shots are very accurate, and Ginja's going to miss his touch there in his defensive zone. Malo going to help him out to clear the ball away. But Kato with the booming clear to send all the way back as we get closer and closer to the halfway point in this game. And we're seeing the exact opposite of what we saw in game number 1, Puggles.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. We've seen this Ignite roster miss some fairly routine shots and some fairly routine balls. And we've seen Vandals here just sweep them up and shove them into the back of the Ignite net.
And Malo trying to get the long ball, but Dissensions gets in front of that one, makes the stop. Freckly Ginja going for the double. Oh my goodness, that was close for a novice player, most definitely. Almost able to secure the bag on that one, but unfortunately it's gonna go wide. But it doesn't much matter as Vandals still up by 2. Less than 2 minutes on the clock. They only have to play smart car ball at this point and just keep Ignite from really getting any sort of good pressure. Ginja almost able to get to that ball in time, but it gets knocked away by Ignite's defense. Kato coming, landing on the ball, it looked like, and then bouncing off of it. But Vandal's going to take control. Malo with the shot, but it's going to bounce off post from Jolly Roger's pass. Dissensions puts it off, trying to get the double as well. I gotta say, Puggles, I'm kind of impressed, and also as a novice player in the playoffs, a little bit scared. I'm seeing quite a few double or attempted doubles come out from these players.
I mean, if I was a novice too, I'd be absolutely shaking here. Probably like you are right now, Psycho. Watching all of these guys go for it, and one of these times they're gonna hit it, and I'm telling you, it's gonna be sooner than later.
Oh, Dissensions
Oh.
with a bar down goal from the side, cutting Vandal's lead in half.
Yeah, a great wall touch here that just goes right off the crossbar and in. Like you said, cutting their lead in half, and with 41 seconds left, there's more than enough time for them to bring it back.
And they just got their head above water, took a deep breath, and now they're looking at the rest of the game with 30 seconds left on the clock. They still have time to make this happen, but Malo shuts down the defense, doesn't allow him to get the clear, and gets a goal, possibly sticking the dagger in game number 2.
Yeah, with down 2 goals with 30 seconds left, it's definitely possible. We've seen weirder things, but you almost have to chalk this one up and just go for the next one.
Yes, I couldn't agree more with that, especially Ignite being the strong team that they are, only coming in at the 6th seed, but it was mostly Malo going to go ahead and get one for the road. Nobody from Ignite back there. But just to finish off what I was saying, Ignite, they had kind of a rough season, sort of a 50-50 type scenario, but this game has showed me that they really got what it takes to make a good playoff run, Puggles.
Yeah, they absolutely do. They've pulled out a great rebound here in this second game, and they're gonna send this series up to 1-1, and we basically start over at a best of 5 here, Psycho, for both of these teams.
Yeah, not too bad. I got to say, Vandals doing a good job of bringing it back here in game number 2. The way that they played in game number 1, in comparison at least to Ignite, was kind of, I guess, sad. If you're a Vandals fan, you're probably looking at it and saying, "Oh man, this is not good." Ignite starting off strong, coming out hot, but Vandals showing us right there in game number 2, they're not done. Malo especially, Malo really pulled out the stops there, really did a good job. 5 shots, 3 of them converted into goals.
Yeah, Malo had an absolute standout performance in this game, and we're gonna have to most likely look to him and Jolly Rogers to get most of the scoring here. Because honestly, I haven't seen Jinja get many quality chances, and that's mostly because he's been setting up his teammates to get those very nice open nets.
Yeah, 100%. We did see him attempt the double read, but he wasn't able to. But I would say his performance in game 2, even though he was sort of the quiet one out of the 3, if you will, was definitely much better than his performance in game number 1, where he missed pretty much the 2 saves he needed to make, which resulted in the loss for his team. So definitely was able to come back, pick up the pieces for his team, and get that win. And Jolly Roger's going to start us right off the bat with the goal for the Vandals.
Yeah, Curio Serial just throws it right off the ceiling, and Jolly Rogers was already up. He got pre-jumped from another dimension, and he's just like, this is a nice free ball, and he'll just go and push it into the back of the Ignite net there, Psycho.
Most definitely. I'm telling you, Jolly Rogers, the Merc main, has something to prove here in the Novice League, and he's been doing just that all season. He's not done yet. I know he's looking to make the run to the grand finals with the Vandals, possibly even, but not possibly even. I know they want the win. I know they want the chip, and I'm not gonna doubt him. Certainly not gonna doubt him here tonight, Puggles.
Yeah, definitely not. You can see they're very hungry for this win here to continue their bracket play and play the Spitfires in the next game.
Freckly Ginja trying to get a shot. It's going to bounce off the backboard. We see the double commit from the Vandals there. However, they're not going to get punished, as Ignite is not going to be able to mount any sort of offensive pressure quickly enough. Curial Serial putting it out of the corner, but the ball does get cleared away. Dissensions puts it to the other side of the pitch. He's going for the follow, gets it past two of the defenders, but Malo staying strong, staying slow, gets control of the ball, but Curial Serial doesn't care. He's going to come in, dunk the ball off the defender, and put it in the back of the net, tying us up at 1.
Yeah, Kato there with a great 50 off of Malo into the corner, and he just jumps right out, and Jolly Rogers wasn't quite ready for it, but Curio Serial was ready for it.
Serial, Curial. I don't know which one's better.
Yeah, I mean, either they both work really well.
They certainly do. And speaking of, he's trying to get it out of the corner. Oh my God, he's just going to absolutely bully Malo there in the corner and yeet that man down the pitch. But unfortunately, Ignite not going to be able to make anything happen with it. Kato going for the double touch off the backboard, but can't find what he's looking for. Jolly Rogers gets up and sends that all the way down with the clear. Malo to put it back in front of the net, but Curial Serial is going to keep it from in front of Ignite's net. Kato with the clear. Kato for the follow. No, he's going to leave the ball, steal the boost, and set in front of the net, but he's not going to find the pass from the teammate. As Jolly Rogers pops that up, Curial Serial keeping the pressure alive for Ignite. Kato's going to 50 with Malo there in the midfield, but he's too awkward to follow the ball. Curial Serial to clear out of Ignite's defensive zone, and Ginja comes out of nowhere, taking advantage of the demo from Jolly Rogers and getting Vandals' second goal.
Yeah, you mentioned it there, the just demo from Jolly Rogers. None of the other Ignite players were ready in the back end to deal with that. You know, they were just hoping that last guy could save it, but unfortunately, he got demoed there.
Unfortunate indeed, but Kato with the immediate clap back off of the kickoff.
Yeah, Kato with a great 50 here off the kickoff. It just goes perfectly for him. All he has to do is take a jump, and it's just right in the back of the net, even at 2-2.
When we are entering the second half of game number 3 here, tied up, looking like it could be anybody's ball game at this point. Both teams can smell blood in the water. Both teams want this win right here. Moving into game number 3, they want the advantage in the series. But Malo comes out of the corner. He's going to chill with it a little bit, trying to slow the play down. Gets the low 50 through dissensions, but then loses control of the ball to Kato, who tries to clear the ball out. Freckly going to send it over to the side. He's trying to follow, but he gets pit maneuvered by Curial Serial on the sidewall, so he's not able to follow the ball. Kato slowing things down, gets the flick past Freckly, goes past Malo. He goes for the demo on Jolly Rogers, but misses the demo. Jolly Rogers gets the clear, but Ignite puts it right back into the Vandals defensive zone. Dissensions trying to take advantage of the situation, but Malo gets back in time, makes the save. Kato in his own defensive zone. Jolly Rogers sends it out of the corner off the backboard. Curial Serial with the clear, but Malo sends it back off the backboard, and Freckly Ginja gonna stick that one in the back of the net.
Yeah, great here from Freckly, just reading it off the bounce, an absolute power shot. Nobody from Ignite was ready for that, and we haven't said Freckly's name that much, but now he has 2 goals on 2 shots. Really putting in the work this game here, Psycho.
Certainly. I gotta say, if nothing else, Freckly was just gearing up those first 2 games, and he is at full speed now, ready to be exactly what his team needs him to be. Malo getting the demo on Dissensions in the corner, but nobody from Vandals able to capitalize on the situation. Dissensions with the missed touch, almost disastrous, but Kato getting back in time, getting the save, and keeping the lead by Vandals at only 1 with 50 seconds left on the clock. Ignite looking to get at least 1 more goal. Kato with the pop off the backboard, and Curial Serial to finish it out and tie us up at 3 with 43 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, you can just see the chemistry between these two. Kato just taking it into the air off the backboard, and Serial with 100% confidence in his teammate is already up reading it. And now we got a tied game here. 45 seconds left here, Psycho. Any team could really take this.
That's very true, and you love to see it. And Malo's going to come down and put it in the back of the net. 36 seconds left, and Vandals take the lead once again.
Yeah, just seconds after Ignite scores, Malo is over here putting up numbers this game. He scores his first, but he's been so important to this Vandals roster.
And that you are just speaking about the Vandals' entire season. Malo, being the captain, has been not only on the pitch, been one of the integral players, but also behind the scenes in the mental. He's been the one that's been pushing his team. He's been the one that's been trying to get certain ideologies over to both of his teammates. And he's done a really good job as a captain, if I do say so myself. And his team is certainly showing off his ability as a captain. As the final seconds wind down, Vandals gonna take the win here in game number 3 and the advantage in the series.
Yeah, now they're up 2-1. They only need 2 more games to take the entire series from Ignite. And, this was a very, very close game throughout. You had Vandals scoring early and then Ignite just coming right back. And I think at one no, they didn't. They didn't. They tied it up again, and then Vandals scores like 2 in a row, and then Ignite comes back again. And it's been such a back and forth series so far that you really don't know who's going to take each game here, Psycho.
Yeah, that's true. This is a very, very close matchup, and I would not be the least bit surprised to see Ignite come out hot in game number 4. I gotta say, I think that this game might sort of ride on how Dissensions plays. That last game, he was just very, very quiet, didn't make much happen for his team, wasn't really in the rotations, and I think that Ignite might have suffered because of that, Puggles.
Yeah, I have to agree. Kirill, Serial, and Kato both, showing that they're super good I almost said employees, super good players here. And we just got to see Dissensions here, step up to the plate in this playoff match. We've said his name a few times, but that's mainly when they've been winning, like you've said.
Most definitely, most definitely. We'll see how he's able to move forward here now that Ignite is down 1 game in the series. Kato getting the shot on net, but it's an easy save for Jolly Rogers. Dissensions up to try and follow that ball, but it does get sent away by the Vandals defense. And Jolly Rogers going to 50 with Kato there in Vandals defensive zone, but he is able to stick with the ball and get the clear, but not able to get the touch out of the corner to try and take a shot on net. Freckly making taking a backboard pass down to Malo, and Vandals going to go up by 1.
Yeah, Freckly just throwing it off the backboard for his teammate. Malo was already there and waiting for that ball, and nobody on the Ignite defense could really get a read off of Freckly or the back wall there.
And that is the type of situation that you see transpire quite a lot in the Novice League. It seems to be a sort of really, really strong tactic for these players to just sort of bounce the ball off the backboard. Because I don't know about you, Puggles. I don't know how it is in the... Oh, my goodness!
Wow.
The pass play from Malo out to the mid. Jolly Rogers with a heads-up shot puts it in the net.
I don't even know if we're watching Novice anymore, Psycho. I'm going to be honest. What a pass there from Malo. And all Rogers has to do is just boost forward. Just a dot of a pass there from Malo.
And that is what you love to see coming. That is showing off the chemistry of a team that has ran with the same roster since day number 1 of season 6. And these guys have the chemistry. They have what it takes. They know how to find each other on the field. And we're seeing it happen right in front of our eyes. Jolly Rogers missing his touch there in the midfield. Kato trying to take control, but Freckly going to take it away from him. Freckly might have a look here. Yes, he does. And he's able to find the double touch and get the angle into the back of the net. Vandals now up by 3.
Yeah, and frankly, he got all that time off of a bump from Jolly Rogers to bumped the player coming back towards the net. So you got to give props to Jolly Rogers too for that heads up play there.
Most definitely. Jolly Rogers being an integral part of this team. Honestly, all three of these guys just playing really well together and playing off of each other. And that is one of the probably main reasons why they have a 3-point lead at this point. And with this win, they'll be looking to sit at match point for this best of 7 series. But with half of game number 4 still on the clock, Ignite is not out of this just yet. They still have a chance to bring it back here in game number 4 before they are just in a really, really tough situation. Freckly trying to get it cleared out, and he's going to be able to, but Kato going to keep the pressure alive for Ignite. Kato off the backboard. Kirio Cyril is going to find the back of the net. Malo not able to get back in time to make the stop.
Yeah, and you can just see this kind of chemistry come out again. Kato just absolutely smoking Jolly Rogers to the ball there in the corner. It just bounces right out in front for Kirio Cyril. And you know, they're only down by 2 now. With 2 minutes left, this is still more than enough time, Psycho.
Most definitely more than enough time, especially in the Novice League where all sorts of crazy stuff happens. It's almost like we're on Forbidden Temple every single game. Malo can't get too much going out of the corner, but he does get the bump on Kato. But Dissension's going to come through and get the clear out of Ignite's defensive zone. Dissension's again with the touch off the sidewall, but Freckly is able to stay in front of the ball and make the save for the Vandals. And Freckly with the pinch out of the corner. Dissension's trying to clear it out. Freckly last back on the backboard, has to take it slow. Dissension's not going to allow him to clear the ball out, but Jolly Rogers is going to get the pinch. That's going to go all the way back down. That was almost dangerous for Ignite. Luckily for them, the pinch was not on target. Malo off the sidewall, trying to get it in front of Ignite's net. Dissension's keeping it away. Dissension's with a really good ball handling right there, but he just doesn't have enough boost to get back to it. Doesn't matter, as Kirio Cyril is going to help his teammate out, clear the play up, and now Ignite is only down by 1.
Yeah, you know, Dissensions had a runaway ball. I was really hoping that he was going to get it, or else they're going to have to, they might possibly could have thrown away a chance, but, you know, Kirio Cyril coming to my safety, for my sanity, to put away a goal that they desperately needed here.
Yeah, and Dissension's finally piping up in these games, showing off and really putting on for his team. And in this final minute, we'll have to see if it's going to be enough for Ignite to make this comeback, or if they're going to go down 3-1 in the series and be stuck in between a rock and a hard spot for the rest of this series. Kirio Cyril going to get in front of that one, make the save. Jolly Rogers popping it up, getting it past one, can't get it past the crossbar, but Malo is there to help him out, and now the Vandals are once again up by 2.
Yeah, and just this novice, you could pretty much make this a novice play right here. Just stamp it across the top of the screen, throwing it off the backboard, and just having one of your teammates there ready for the cleanup. But a great play there from Jolly Rogers. Looked like he almost wanted to get it on top of the bar, or almost right under, but, you know, fortunately, he got a good bounce there.
Fortunately, indeed. Fortunate for them, not so much for Ignite, as they're now down by 2, less than 30 seconds to go, and they are in peril of going down by 2 in the series and allowing Vandals to set themselves up at match point. Kato, not done yet. He's going to get in there and get one. 7 seconds left on the clock, and there all of a sudden is a chance again for Ignite.
Yeah, Dissension setting that play up all by himself, tiptoeing around the defense, and then Kato is there to finish it off. They got 7 seconds left, and there's more than enough time, like you said. This is going to be a thrilling conclusion here, Psycho.
Most definitely, and Ignite needs it right now. They got the ball up. Can they keep it up? Kato does. Dissension's there. He doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato has got the... Oh, he gets the flick, and he gets it through. A 0-second goal to tie us up and send us into overtime. What a play.
Oh my gosh, this has to be the highest moment of Kato's career right there. He gets it all the way down the field to send his team into overtime. They're not done yet. Hopefully they can ride this wave into a game win here.
Hopefully, indeed, Ignite has what it takes. Dissensions sends it down out of the corner. He's there to 50 with Jolly Rogers, but the 50 doesn't go in favor of him. Kato gets the 50 as well. Ignite trying to keep it up. This is dangerous. Dissensions back. But he gets it through. He does get the clear. Malo touching it the wrong way, unfortunately. But Jolly Rogers was back for it. Jolly Rogers out of the corner, gets it through. Kyriel Cyril in the midfield. Kato to take it away from him. But Malo keeping the pressure up for the Vandals. Malo trying to take it slow. Dissensions to take it away from him. But he gets immediately demoed, not able to follow his clear. Jolly Rogers out of the corner, puts it up in front of the net. Kyriel Cyril has to make this touch. He does, and he clears the ball away. Correctly putting it back into Ignite's corner. Kato has to 50. It doesn't go in favor of him. Freckly almost does find the touch, but it gets immediately blocked as Jolly Rogers is there, but he can't get it through the defense. And Freckly trying to put it down. Malo taking a shot. Dissensions with a huge save for Ignite there on the goal line. A minute gone, and we still are in overtime. Well, I don't know where else we would be, Puggles, so that was probably the smartest thing I've ever said.
We can always look over it, but once you bring it up, it's kind of hard to do that. And just like that, Malo is gonna send his team to match point here. Jolly Rogers with a great, almost infield pass, it looked like, and Malo's just gonna put it away near post. And now, like you've been saying over and over again, Ignite in between that rock and a hard place. They are down by match point. They're gonna need quite a few games here to bring it back.
And that is absolutely heartbreaking if you're an Ignite fan. They played their hearts out, able to bring it back, I think from a 3-0 deficit at
Yeah.
one point? Yeah, that is absolutely just not how you want to end that overtime. Ignite fighting so hard just to force the overtime, and then unfortunately have to lose it. Vandals, as you said, now sitting at match point. They only need one more win and a possible 3 more games to play here. And it looks like we might be having a sub come in.
Yeah, it looks like it, you know. It looks like Fluffy's gonna from Ignite is gonna take over one of the spots from one of the Ignite players. I have my idea of who it's gonna be, but you know, I'm really interested to see if this is gonna pay off for them.
Yeah, I have no idea who it would be, to be honest with you, because I mean, I would think it was Dissensions that would be
Mhm.
getting subbed out, but he just played out of his mind in that game. He did exactly what he needed to do, put on for his team, but as we see now, he is the one that's getting subbed out. Maybe the pressure is just a little bit too much for him, so they're going to put in Are You Fluffy and see what he can do. What do you think about this changeup, Puggles?
You know, I've seen actually that's a lie. I've not seen much of Are You Fluffy, or at least from recent memory. So I'm gonna be really interested to see if he's ready to show up here in this game, or if this is just gonna be a last ditch effort that's just gonna go incredibly wrong.
And as you say that, Jolly Rogers is going to put it in and almost solidify the words that came out of your mouth immediately.
Yeah, Jolly Rogers is probably listening. He's like, he's gonna say it now, and then he just scored for me. So you know, really helpful. Thanks, Jolly Rogers. Really appreciate it.
And only 15 seconds gone, and I gotta wonder. Well, never mind. I was gonna say I wonder if Ignite is regretting their decision, but Kyriel with the immediate clapback off the kickoff, and that is honestly like, wasn't that a move Kato pulled off like 2 games ago?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It looks like pretty much the exact like kickoff that happened to Kato when he scored. So you know, maybe Vandals needs to fix their kickoff here a little bit.
Maybe that's one of the weak points for Vandals. However, they've only been punished for it twice, so it's not that weak of a situation for them. Jolly Rogers in the midfield, trying to get something going. Kato gonna take it away from him. Freckly sends it back, but Kyriel Cyril with a good save there. A little bit awkward, but he was able to make a good touch and send the ball away from his net. And Fluffy gonna follow it off the sidewall. Can't get the touch out of the corner though. Jolly Rogers for the clear. Hero Zero gets a soft touch, putting it around Jolly Rogers. Gonna get control of it in the midfield, but Freckley takes it away from him. And Fluffy takes it from him. And we see the double commit come out from the Vandals there as the ball gets pinched all the way back into Vandals' defensive zone. Kato putting it off the backboard, but Freckley is going to put a stop to it before it gets in front of his net. And Fluffy off the backboard makes the touch, gets the 50 with Freckley. Kato helping his teammate out in the corner, but Malo pops it up, interested in keeping this drive alive for the Vandals off the backboard from Jolly Rogers, but it gets sent into the corner and then cleared by Ignite. Malo keeping the dream going, but can't find the touch off the side. And Jolly Rogers pops it up. Vandals absolutely suffocating Ignite right now, and Malo going to put that one in the back of the net.
Yeah, and you gotta give props here to Jolly Rogers just working that corner. It works so well here in the Novice and pretty well in the Prospect League. And, you know, working that corner, getting around those defenses is really what's going to lead to those open nets that we just saw here.
And that, yeah, I agree. And Ignite needs something like that in their corner right now. 3 minutes left on the clock. They're now down by 1, in danger of ending their entire season if they aren't able to get at least one more goal and keep Vandals out of theirs. Kiro Ciro missing his touch in the corner. Fluffy also missing his touch. Malo with a chance here, and he gets it over Kato. He puts it in, he extends Vandals' lead by 2.
Yeah, great work here from Malo. Just a great cut, and Kato just kind of caught flat-footed. Nothing he could really do there. I think he had no boost, so a great play there from Malo to put it up and over Kato.
And as we reach the halfway point of game number 5 here, Vandals commanding the pace of this match. Kato putting one on, but Malo with a great save on the goal line, keeping the lead alive for his team. Freckley trying to put one on. Fluffy with a good save, but it's still dangerous ball. Jolly Rogers gonna find it, put it in the back of the net, and this is not looking good for Ignite now.
No, this is really not looking good. You know, the double commit in the net, and then again with Are You Fluffy? It just looks like the guys aren't quite synergizing right now, and you know, this is not where you want to do that. They're down in the series, they're up against match point, and now they need to pop off with 2 minutes left.
And Kato almost doing just that, almost popping off, getting a little stylish on us, but his shot is not gonna go. Freckley to send that one out. Kato keeping it in, sends it back to the corner. Kato again gonna stick with the ball, but Jolly Rogers gonna take it away from him once and for all. 50s with Curio Serial, but it does pinch in favor of the Vandals. And Freckley's there. He gets the touch, but his recovery is not good enough to stick with the ball as it gets cleared all the way back to Vandal zone. And the ball popped up. Curio Serial's there. He gets the touch, but can't do much with it. And Jolly Rogers gonna just pop it up and get the second touch for the clear into the mid. Gets the dunk on Kato to keep the offensive pressure going. Freckley trying to get it out of the corner. He does. Malo's there, but Jolly Rogers was already set up. What a pass play from Vandals.
Yeah, you know, just a back and forth there between Jolly Rogers and Freckley. Jinja just, you know, working out this Ignite defense. That is a tough one to save. And, you know, Jolly Rogers just landing so well there to put his team up by 4. With only a minute and a half left in this game, Psycho.
And I got to say, I got to take my hat off as I saw Malo and Jolly Rogers get the preemptive low 5. Looked like Malo, I know he saw Jolly Rogers, but he said, I'm going to go for the ball just in case. We're going to double power, teamwork this ball into the back of the net, and it worked out for him. And now they are up by 4. Curio Serial trying to get a goal there in the last minute, but it's going to roll up the post and not work out for him. Things are starting to look very bleak for Ignite. They need a goal, and they need it now, and this could be it, but Freckley gets in front of it, sends it away from the net, but can't get the clear. Jolly Rogers to help him out. Jolly Rogers gets it past one, gets it past two. Malo with the shot, but Cato gets in front of that. A good save from him on the goal line. Not that it's going to much matter in the final 30 seconds. Looking like it might be impossible for Ignite at this point to make a comeback here. 4 goals in 15 seconds is almost entirely unheard of, even in Rocket League. As the final 10 seconds wind down, Puggles, it's looking like it's all but over for Ignite here.
Yeah, unfortunately it does. Their season's gonna come to a close here as the clock strikes 0. Congratulations to Vandals. They played so well here. All 3 players showing up. And now they just have to look forward to playing Spitfires. I think next week sometime.
Yeah, I believe it will be next week, or maybe Saturday. Or no, I think you're
No,
right. I
next
think
week.
you're
I
right.
think
I
it's
think
next week.
it's next week. Yeah, most definitely, and congratulations to the Vandals right there, taking quite a convincing win off of Ignite, ending their season, sending them home. You know, hats off to Ignite. They came out, they tried their best, they did really well in game number 1, and almost pulled it back in game number 4. There, Cato was an amazing carry and 0-second flick right there, almost breathing life back into his team. But unfortunately, they had to take the loss in overtime. And honestly, Puggles, I think that might have been really what did Ignite in is losing that overtime in game number 4.
Yeah, it absolutely did. Afterwards they made the substitution, and then in that last game they just looked really flat. They didn't have all the chemistry from the earlier games with Fluffy that they did with um I forgot his name already. That's really unfortunate. Uh
Dissensions.
Dissensions, thank you. And they just didn't quite have the chemistry from those last 4 games. So, Fluffy came in and he subbed up pretty well. He played really well, but it just didn't look like they were vibing as much as they were with Dissensions there.
Yeah, I agree. Like in the first couple of games, Dissensions wasn't, he wasn't really doing that much. He wasn't really showing up in the rotations. He missed a couple of easy balls, but he really did gear up in the last game that he was in. And on top of losing there in overtime, I think you're right that, putting Fluffy in, not that he didn't play well, he did play well, but that might have just threw the wrench in that chemistry that they were building over the course of that particular series. And that might have been the two integral mistakes that they made that ended up sending them home for the season. But hey, hats off to them. They played well. They made a pretty good run at the season. At least I should say they were able to sort of pick up the pieces there at the end and actually put together a team that could make it into the playoffs competitively. They did that well, but unfortunately, that's going to end it for them. That's going to send them home. And that is also going to end it for our 4th match of the night. We're going to wrap things up here. We're going to have a little break, but whenever we come back, we have one final match for everybody at home tonight. We're going to be moving into the Prospect League where we have the number 3 Flurry going up against the number 6 Hypernova. Puggles, I'd like to thank you for joining me in the booth tonight. It's always a pleasure casting alongside you.
Yeah, you did great work today. I'm really looking forward to this next game, and I'm also looking forward to when we probably will get to cast together again.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be soon. We've got more matches coming up. Even after tonight, we'll have more matches on Saturday. And then we have, I believe, all next week, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Next Saturday, I think, is whenever we will have our grand finals for all the leagues. So we've got plenty more action coming along. We're just going to take a quick little 4 to 5 minute break if you need to use the bathroom, get a snack, refill your drink, do what you need to do, make it back to your seat by 11 p.m., just a couple of minutes for the Prospect Flurry versus Hypernova. It's going to be fantastic, and we can't wait to see you.